SmackDown took place tonight in Nashville, Tennessee, and the location of the show was very important to one of the segments on the show, which featured Jelly Roll, who came out to start the show. We saw him walking backstage, and he embraced Randy Orton, so immediately it tells you Randy's going to be involved because rumors had leaked on the internet that Jelly Roll is going to have a match at SummerSlam. And when I first saw him, he looked a lot, and I mean a lot thinner. So I thought, all right, he's probably actually wrestling. I thought he might just be like in Randy Orton's corner, but it looked like he was wrestling when we first saw him. But we'll get to the segment later in the show, which was surprisingly very good. So LA Knight starts to show off in front of the live crowd. He cuts a promo on Seth Rollins. I'll be honest, I don't care. I don't care about Seth Rollins. When Seth Rollins is on TV, even when his name is mentioned, I tune out. I just don't care about Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman interrupts. He berates LA Knight. Then Solo Sikoa and the MFT come out, and they have a back and forth. Solo, to me, has go-away heat. I don't want to see Solo. I tune out whenever I see him. Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa, whenever those two guys are involved with anything, I just don't want to see it. Solo threatens Paul Heyman. He leaves. Then the MFT surrounds the ring. But Jim Uso makes the save. He uses a chair to fight them off, and he's facing Solo tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event for the United States Championship. Nick Aldis made a tag team match for later tonight. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso against Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo, playa. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were backstage, and I have to say they have some good chemistry together. They're working well. They are now named the Allies of Convenience. The Allies of Convenience. I guess that's their new team name. They even have a T-shirt that says "We're not friends," and then on the back it says "Allies of Convenience." So they had some good banter. I think they actually are doing well together. Alexa wanted Charlotte in her corner tonight, in which Charlotte agreed to, and that's exactly what happened. We saw Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit in the crowd. He got a decent pop. He deserved a bigger pop because he performed My Way, which was the theme song for WrestleMania 17, which they didn't mention for some reason. The greatest theme song for a pay-per-view / PLE of all time. My Way. It is the GOAT. It was The Rock against Stone Cold Steve Austin, the main event of WrestleMania 17. The greatest video package of all time still. My Way. It's so legendary. I wish they would have mentioned it. I wish they would have played My Way. That would have gotten a huge pop. So I'm so happy to see Fred Durst, and maybe he does the theme song for WrestleMania again. Probably not going to happen. I don't think so, but that would be cool just to see him involved. I'm a big fan. He is a lot older now, but I was just happy to see him there. And he also did Rollin'. That was the Undertaker's theme song when he was the American Badass. He didn't always use the Kid Rock theme. He used the Limp Bizkit theme. That's what I associated that character more with. He also did the theme song for WrestleMania 19, which was Crack Addict. So when we get back from the commercial, we see Roxanne Perez in the ring. Then we see Sol Ruka and then Kairi Sane. We had Roxanne with Raquel, who is the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. Kairi Sane was there, and Asuka was in her corner. And then you had Zarya in Sol Ruka's corner. And then Alexa Bliss makes her entrance to yet another big pop. This woman is so over, it's crazy. Everyone loves Alexa Bliss. I'm really happy for her to see her so beloved in front of the crowd. And Charlotte Flair, and I'll get to this later, but she did an interview with The Athletic, and she was talking about all the four horsewomen, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and she also mentioned Alexa Bliss, and she called her the fifth horsewoman. I'm sure the other members probably don't agree with that, especially one I can think of. Probably not too happy Charlotte said that, but I think that's actually pretty cool because Alexa was with the four horsewomen. They all trained together. They were part of the first class at the Performance Center. She trained with all of them, and they all came up together. I think that's cool. Charlotte's showing her that kind of respect, and she really likes Alexa. She's probably closer to her third than the other ones because she said she's not that close with the other 4 horsewomen, and I'm not surprised. Her and Becky had that infamous falling out a few years ago with the whole title belt exchange, and, Becky got very mad, and so did Charlotte. I don't know how close she is with Bayley, and I heard her and Sasha had a falling out a while ago, too. I'm not sure how close Sasha is with the other ones. Her and Bayley are good friends, but she really praised Alexa. I thought that was pretty cool, and they seem to be doing really well as a team so far. Anyway, he had Alexa Bliss make her big entrance, got a big pop, and then in this match you had the Fatal 4-Way Alexa versus Kairi versus Roxanne versus Sol Ruka, and you had Sol Ruka do an impressive handstand dive to the outside, very athletic. There was a cool Tower of Doom spot. Sol hit a double Soul Snatcher to both Roxanne and Alexa Bliss. And then on all the other teams, the partners on the outside all took turns taking each other out. Charlotte was the one left standing. Raquel Rodriguez, I believe, was thrown over the announce booth. Everyone was destroyed. Sol Ruka was looking at Charlotte like, what are you doing? Then you had Sol eventually get taken out. And it came down to Kairi and Alexa. Kairi goes for the insane elbow. Alexa gets her knees up, and then she hits the Sister Abigail DDT, and it was botched. I'm not sure if it was Alexa's fault or Kairi's fault. Something happened, and it looked weird. Something went wrong there, but Alexa Bliss pins Kairi Sane, and she gets the win. And then they have Alexa and Charlotte celebrating together in the middle of the ring. They seem to be a new good tag team. It's actually working a lot. I think this actually is going to be good. It's good for Alexa anyways. She's over. She can do anything right now. But I think this will help Charlotte become a babyface again, and people might start liking her again. Also, yeah, they promoted Charlotte's piece in The Athletic, and I mentioned what she talked about the 4 horsewomen. They're not that close, but there's a lot of respect, and she called Alexa the 5th horsewoman to her. She really likes her. But I want to bring this up. She also went off on ageism and wrestling and how she's treated differently from the male stars because they're all older. Most of the top male stars are late 30s, early 40s, and Charlotte's around that age too, yet she's treated differently because of her age. I definitely think there was some of that towards Charlotte and to Becky Lynch as well. I definitely see it to the woman, but to be fair, some people are just upset Charlotte's just being pushed so much, and there's just a lot of resentment about that. I think that's a bigger issue as to why she was so booed when she came back and she was feuding with Tiffany. And also, she didn't let Tiffany talk in that promo. And she also mentioned how much the Tiffany promo, the whole 0-3 line, really affected her. So I just thought you should read it. I read it. I actually mostly enjoyed it. I didn't agree with everything Charlotte said, but the whole thing about the woman being treated differently from her age, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can see that. Becky also talked about that on earlier this year when there was a lot of heat on her for coming back. So I can see it, but at the same time, there's also some resentment for how Charlotte or Becky is pushed so heavily. I think that was also some of the resentment. People want to see other newer people get pushed, and there's some resentment towards Rhea, and she's only 28. She's very young, but there's certain women who the fans feel are over pushed, but that exists with the men too. The stars are going to get pushed. Anyway, I can definitely see Charlotte's point. I'm just trying to say that. So they previewed the Evolution card, and that was it for the women basically on the show. That was the last we had of them. They did a better job on NXT doing that brawl at the end, even though it was over. I mean, it seemed like it was rushed. But I guess that got a lot of people talking. A lot of people liked that more than I did. Anyway, we go to the tag team titles on the line next. Street Profits defending their belts against the Wyatt Six. So you had the match went through 2 commercials, went on for a while. Very good matchup here. Street Profits are very good. I think Montez Ford is great. But I definitely felt like the Wyatt Six were almost the heels in this match. Rowan was interfering, and Rowan eventually got stopped. I think it was Angelo Dawkins who speared him or something through the barricade. So that kind of took him out. But then eventually, Dawkins is out, and Montez Ford gets pinned by Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy when they hit their finishing move, and they pin Montez Ford 1, 2, 3, and I was thinking, oh, okay. But then I remembered, oh wait, it's for the tag team title. So we now have new tag team champions. The Wyatt Six are the new champions. They defeat the Street Profits. I feel bad because the Street Profits are a great team, and I don't feel like they really had their best run. I mean, they've been champs. It was a while since they were champs, and they won it on SmackDown, then they lost it back. It's a bit unfortunate for their part, but I am glad in a way because the Wyatt Six got this cool moment. I was thinking the Wyatt Six were going to get released. I'm not lying. When they were off TV for all those months, I was thinking these guys are getting fired. But they didn't. They put the belt on them. Cool moment for Bray. As a tribute to Bray, that they won the belts. Loomis and Gacy, I think, are a very good team. And I thought this was a good moment. You had Rowan holding both belts up and when they were posing. And you can tell Bo Dallas is really happy. I'm sure Nikki Cross is happy too. Cool moment seeing the Wyatt Six hold the tag team champions as a tribute to Bray, but also for themselves because I really felt these guys were on the chopping block. I'm not going to lie. So it's definitely, it's cool to see them as champs. Backstage, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are very pissed off. You had Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns backstage as well. They're all arguing. Andrade and Rey Fenix there say it's their division now, and Ciampa is especially just going nuts, and they're so paranoid about the Wyatt Six. I think it's actually hurting the division. Next, we get the Jelly Roll performance, and I can't believe how good this was. So Jelly Roll is playing the song, and it's called Liar, and this was actually the theme song for SummerSlam last year in Cleveland, in which Jelly Roll, I believe, did he play the national anthem, or I'm not sure if he did a live performance. I think it was the Rumble in 2.5 years ago when he did a live performance. But I have to say, I like this theme song better than this year's, which is from Cardi B. I wish Cardi B wasn't there. I'd rather just have Jelly Roll the whole show. So he had Logan Paul interrupt Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll was going into the ring singing while the others were still on stage performing, and Logan is just ripping into Jelly Roll. He's really upset with him for taking the spotlight away from wrestlers, and that's the whole theme, and it's supposed to be that Logan Paul isn't self-conscious. It's ironic. He's being hypocritical. So he's going on into just tearing into Jelly Roll. But then, as he was doing it, I'm saying it's actually pretty good. Logan's fucking good here. Logan's doing great. Logan Paul is one of his best promos. He's good. Then Randy Orton comes out, and I've never seen him mad at anyone in a while. He was more mad at Logan Paul than he was at Kevin Owens earlier this year when he tried to end his career. He's tearing into Logan Paul. It's the hypocrisy of Logan Paul calling Jelly Roll an outsider. He says everyone does, they bend over backwards for Logan Paul, and Randy's awesome here. But then Randy turns around and he gets knocked out with a claymore. Drew takes him out. And then after that, Drew leaves. Jelly Roll is surprised. Logan Paul then starts pounding on Randy Orton, punching him as he's down. Jelly Roll grabs Logan Paul and he gets a huge pop. This is Nashville. And when Jelly Roll actually first responded to Logan Paul, he went after him back. He started ripping into Paul, and it was in Nashville, and fans are going crazy for Jelly Roll because he's from Nashville. They were just going nuts. Jelly Roll grabs Logan Paul, and he throws him out of the ring. The fans go nuts. This was great. Randy embraces him. This was just such a good segment. I was surprised. I couldn't believe how good it was. And Jelly Roll was great. He lost a lot of weight, I have to say. Logan Paul was great. Randy Orton was great. After that, Logan Paul goes to the stage where Jelly Roll had all his setup for his band, and he just destroys everything. Smashes guitars, smashes the drums, smashes a guitar over the drum. I've never seen that before. Destroys boxes, destroys speakers, just destroys the whole set, just smashes everything. Jelly Roll's pissed off. This was just an awesome segment. I was surprised how good it was. We go backstage to see R-Truth heading to the ring, and then we go then back from commercial. By the way, I'm an international viewer, so I'm getting the commercials. When they just have someone. It's not actual commercials. It's just Netflix breaks. So Randy's talking to Jelly Roll backstage, and Jelly Roll tells Randy he wants to be in his corner tomorrow night when he faces Drew McIntyre. I'm sure this is going to be a big segment on Saturday Night's Main Event that's officially going to set up the big tag team match at SummerSlam, which will probably end up being Randy Orton and Jelly Roll against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. You know what? I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I think it's actually going to be an entertaining match. I think WWE is doing a good job. Randy's over as hell. Drew's over as hell. You know what? I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I'm looking forward to seeing the segment tomorrow night. We had R-Truth and Aleister Black. Truth pinned him quickly after Black brought a chair in the ring. Truth rolled him up. Black is shocked, and it was clear Black was going heel. So we have Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus heading to the ring, and I'm just going to say it. Tiffany Stratton looked just beautiful tonight. Her, almost like her jean dress outfit. Oh my God, she looked great. I have to say that. So backstage, Aleister Black wants to go after R-Truth, but Damian Priest stops him, and then he is trying to calm him down. Black agrees, and he shakes Priest's hand, but then he turns on Damian Priest. He destroys him. He kicks him multiple times, eventually lays him out with the black mask, demolishes him. This was one of the best Aleister Blacks I've seen in a while. I think this is his first heel turn. Aleister Black is heel. I thought he was great here. He looked like a killer, and I'm looking forward to seeing Aleister Black and Damian Priest at SummerSlam. That's a fresh matchup. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually pretty excited for it. I think that's going to be a hell of a match. They can really have a damn good match. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know what they're doing at Truth, though. We'll see. But, I mean, it seems like he's doing back to what he was doing before he got fired. Or they didn't renew his contract, whatever it was. And it was certainly not a work. We know that now. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus were face-to-face. They were outside, out in the ring. As I said, Tiffany looked great. I just have to say that. And Trish looked really good, too. But Trish is saying she's going to win, and then Tiffany takes a shot at her. Trish says she's still delivering for the division. No offense, Trish, but, I mean, come on. The 4 Horsewomen and those girls, they built this division. Don't make it like that. You left in 2006, and the division was dead for years. Wasn't until the 4 Horsewomen showed up, and they elevated the division, and then they signed Asuka came in, a whole bunch of people came in. I like you, Trish, but you and Lita were really good for your era. These girls have far surpassed you in every way. I'm sorry. I like Trish a lot. I grew up with her, but I just don't see the need to bring her back. I'll be honest. Anyway, she says she's still delivering, and then I'm just thinking, do we need to see this match? Naomi interrupts. They're teasing a cash-in or something. Jade jumps her from behind. It makes you think Naomi's going to win because Jade started jumping her. It's usually always the other way around. But I think it makes sense for Jade to win because Naomi's eventually going to cash in. And I don't think Jade should be losing before she challenges Tiffy at SummerSlam. The announcers preview Saturday night's main event. They showed some Goldberg highlights when he beat Hulk Hogan at that Nitro in Atlanta, Georgia, at the old Georgia Dome, which was demolished 27 years ago. I was thinking to myself, it's actually July 6th. So July 12th, which is tomorrow, it's going to be a little over a year and a week, basically, to the day 27 years ago when he had the biggest moment of his career in Atlanta, Georgia. 27 years later, he retires in Atlanta, Georgia. Granted, he's had about 7, 8, 9 matches in the last 21 years, so, it is what it is. But he retires tomorrow night. It's actually kind of comes full circle in a way. So we go to the main event. Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo against LA Knight and Jim Uso. I'll be honest, I didn't give a shit about this main event. I don't care about Solo at all. Jimmy pinned Solo with a surprise roll-up. Solo blamed Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman runs away. Paul Heyman is scared. Then LA Knight hits a BFT to Solo Sikoa. Braun Breaker gets in the ring, spears LA Knight, and then Bronson Reed gives him a tsunami, and that's how the show ends with the 3 standing over him to set up LA Knight and Seth Rollins tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event. So, you know what? I kind of like SmackDown tonight. Some people might not, but I thought the Jelly Roll Logan Paul segment was great. I thought the tag title match with new champs was really good. Happy to see Wyatt 6 get the win. I like the women's match, the women's part, the Fatal 4-Way with Alexa Bliss winning. I love the Aleister Black heel turn. That was great. Overall, I thought it was a good show tonight. I enjoyed it, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night and then Sunday night. So actually tomorrow afternoon, which is NXT's Great American Bash, And then you have Saturday night's main event, which is tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, you have the second ever Evolution. So quite the weekend for WWE. And I'll be there to review it. We'll see what happens this weekend.